Shalom. First and foremost, giving all praise, glory, and honor be to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Rakaha Kodash. Double honors to the beloved apostles and elders of Great Millstone, better known as GMS, who will well. Peace and salutations unto the hopeful elect, the tabernacle of David, beginning with the 144,000, and the rest of the men, women, and children out of the 12 tribes whom Yahweh Bahasham, Yahweh Shai will ultimately have mercy upon in these last days. I'm your brother Montezabath, reporting from the branch of the Great Millstone here in Melbourne, Australia. All right, back at it again with You Miss a Minute, You Miss a Lot, as quoted by the beloved Elder Apostle Tahar. And as you probably heard the news, all right, Charlie Kirk, all right, has been unalived. Now, this has sparked a lot of turmoil, all right, within Babylon the Great. And I'm going to play you a sequence of videos to show you that this may be the trigger to set off a civil war within the country, which is also prophesied, all right, in the scriptures. So without further ado, let's get into it.
This is such bullshit. I've never been so pissed in my whole life. And this murder Charlie Kirk right here in Utah. I'm so freaking pissed right now. This is bullshit. I just saw blood squirting out of his neck. I love that guy. He would have been our next president. I am so pissed right now. Why do they always come with fucking violence? Gosh damn it. Use your freaking words as they're talking to you people. Who shot Charlie Kirk? I'm driving down a Provo right now. I'm so pissed. Damn it.
Yep, it is official. Edomite crash out season. Let's get another one.
Yes, Democrats own what happened today. I am devastated. My kids have called panicking. Every conservative in the country called panicking.
She's a lawmaker. She's a congresswoman. And she's not the only one saying this. The Democrats are responsible for this. Fox News, Jesse Waters, the Democrats are responsible for this. They're literally telling the conservative, the right-wing viewers, the right-wing voters, the right-wing crowd to declare war on the left. And what's the result of that?
This video's in regards to Charlie Kirk. And this video's for the fucking liberals. It's war, motherfuckers. We're coming for you. We're coming for you. And spare me your fucking self-righteous bullshit lectures. I don't give a fuck. We're coming for you.
When I said earlier that I condemn violence, I will not condone violence. This is why violence only begets violence. They are blaming this on the left, blaming this on Democrats when we're not the ones that spread the rhetoric of, gun violence is okay. Charlie Kirk himself spreads the rhetoric that gun violence is acceptable. But I need you to understand the communities that are most in danger with this type of rhetoric, this type of violence being threatened, this type of war on the streets being threatened. Not people that look like me. Unless you talk to me, unless you follow me online, you won't know that I'm a leftist. I'm pretty Republican coded. When they say they're going after the left, they're going to profile people to determine who the left is. So if you are black and brown, if you are trans, if you are queer, if they feel like you're trans, if they feel like you're queer, if they feel like you're a leftist at all, then you can be a target of this violence. And no, I'm not saying that everybody in the LGBTQIA plus community or black and brown community is a leftist. That's what they think. So why?
And basically, to, give it more perspective, look at what they did with the ICE situation. If you look Latino, talk with an accent, right? Be so much as, anything that leads to that sort of ethnicity, they're coming after you. All right. And we told you this is what's happening. And see, we are not ignorant of Satan's devices, man. We told you, Israelites, okay? We warned you to never trust thy enemy, as the scripture says, man. This man's kingdom is going down. And as it's going down, he's going to take whoever he can take with him out.
Do I condemn violence? Is because always in this country, when violent rhetoric gets turned up, it's always marginalized communities that pay the highest price for it. Violence only begets violence forever and always. Non-violent civil disobedience does work. We need to do it en masse. We need to shut the system down. But now, by the actions of one man, Everybody on the right is using this as an opportunity to attack. Because guess what? The people on the right, the politicians on the right, they know they're losing. They know that the nonviolent civil disobedience is working. They know that the tide is turning against them. They know that the American people are not standing for their bullshit. So they need something. They need something to take control of it and stop us. They're grabbing onto this violent act to declare war on the left. And the most ironic...
And no, to correct him, is to declare war on all of you Babylonian people. That's really what it is at the end of the day. All right. Because they are about to usher in their new world order, their enterprise. Right. Let's get a little bit more.
Part of the entire thing is that everybody I hear from the left is condemning the violence, condemning the shooting, and they are now calling for more violence. It is always their rhetoric that calls for violence, and it is always the rhetoric of the left to preach nonviolence and condemn acts of violence.
Say that.
All right. So that's video number 2. Let's check video number 3.
Well, Trump just announced that Charlie Kirk did pass. No, he didn't pass. He was fucking murdered. So here's my message to the President of the United States. I'm not going to say that I speak for everybody else or anybody else. But as a taxpaying citizen of this country who has spent years being attacked by the vile left, we want true justice. So give us the green light or handle it yourself with the military. Each and every one of them. All of them. We want public executions because you see it hasn't been freedom for all in this country over the last 5+ years. This country has been ran through by the left. But we have been forced into silence or threats of our lives being taken from us. Some have actually lost their lives due to that, the latest being Charlie Kirk. So I ask, give us the green light or do it yourself. But one way or another, we aren't living with the vile left anymore. And if anybody thinks that this is going to scare us into hiding or being quiet, it just did the opposite. I do hope you handle them swiftly, because one way or another, there's no going back. There is no peace. It's over.
There is no going back. Well, she got that right. And see, this is beautiful because this is not only going to spill over to being Democrat, versus Republican, but it's also going to be a race war. Because you also have the situation with the Ukrainian woman, all right, that was unalived on the train by Jake. Okay, so this is right on schedule. Yahweh Bashim Yahushai is he's turned things up. Okay, so now let's see what's going on in France. All right, so for those of you who, were caught up with the whole Kirk situation and him being unalive and the whole, so-called UFO saga, what's happening in France is basically they just ushered in a new prime minister. Okay. And it didn't go too well. Now, I seen a video recently the other day, and I was trying to find it to put it in this lesson that I'm doing, but I actually couldn't find it. And it was a guy who was explaining that basically the former prime minister, he either stepped down or something happened, and they had a certain amount of time to usher in a new prime minister. And in the meantime, President Macron, he can, still do things for the country or whatever, but they still had to usher in a new prime minister. And he said in the video that prior to them doing that it was going to cause anarchy in the streets because the people, they wanted to, I think he said that they wanted to just overthrow the whole regime. All right. And so prophecy is jumping off the pages right now. And so real quick, this is from the peoplesvoice.tv. Let's start off with this article. It says riot cops clash with French protesters as Macron's government hangs by a thread. Okay. See, there's a lot that is going on. There's so much going on. Brothers is, doing lessons and coming out with things and stuff. But at this point, it's like a domino effect, man. And it's very hard to keep up But it says chaos descends on France overnight as protesters demanding the resignation of French President Emmanuel Macron clash with police. Early on Wednesday, there were clashes in Paris where garbage bins were set on fire and police launched gas canisters into mass crowds. The city is bracing for worse as tens of thousands prepare to paralyze France over the 2026 budget's punishing austerity measure. The nationwide blockons, tout, if I said that correctly, block everything. Strikes on September 10 is planning roadblock sit-in strikes across transport, schools, and hospitals. Tens of thousands of people have already taken to the streets of Paris, Marseille, and other cities in response to the online campaign. The strikes have reportedly been baited by a wave of anti-Muslim acts. 9 pig heads were left outside mosques, some scrawled with Macron in blue ink. The Express reports the French government deployed in an exceptional Slovakia 80,000 police in response to a day of nationwide action under the slogan, Block Everything. The demonstrators, angry at French President Emmanuel Macron over his leadership and austerity policies, are planning to disrupt activity across the country. The Paris police prefecture said 75 people had already been detained by 9 a.m., with demonstrations and blockades expected to continue throughout the day. And across the country, an estimated 200 people have been detained by 10 a.m. BST. In Rennes, on the outskirts of the capital, a bus was set on fire with dramatic footage circulating on social media. 2 days after François Bayrou was ousted as prime minister in a parliamentary confidence vote and replaced on Tuesday by Sebastian, thousands of protesters responded to online calls to disrupt the country. So that's what happened to the former prime minister. One posting on X warned Emmanuel Macron, if he keeps mocking the French people, he'll end up like Kennedy or Louis the, what's that, 10? Well, Louis. So basically, wow, man, there's so much going on. All right. But you see it there. Right. And this is September 10th. All right. So we're here, man. OK, now, was there one more I wanted to actually? No, that's pretty much it. So, let's get some scriptures real quick. All right. And we'll close out Luke chapter 11. All right. And verse. Let's see here. We'll start at verse. We go down a little bit. Actually, Slovakia. Yeah, we'll start here. I wanted to go up. Yeah, now we'll start around here. Luke 11:17. It says, and he knew their thoughts. You know what? I'll start up a few so you can get the context. Verse 14, it says, one day Yahushua cast out a demon from a man who couldn't speak. And when the demon was gone, the man began to speak. The crowds were amazed. But some of them, no wonder he can cast out demons. He gets his power from Satan, the prince of demons. Others, trying to test Yahushua, demanded that he show them a miraculous sign from heaven to prove his authority. He knew their thoughts, so he said, any kingdom divided by civil war is doomed. All right. And remember, Esau has the fatness of the earth and the dew of heaven. OK, so you got situations that are going on in Europe. All right. There are protesting here in Australia as well. Pardon me, Slovakia, as we speak. OK. And as you saw in the videos earlier, it's about to pop off in Babylon the Great. All right. It says a family splintered by feuding will fall apart because now the lower level Edomites, they've had enough of the elites. You see? So this man's whole kingdom, his rulership is in shambles right now as we speak. Verse 18, you say, I am empowered by Satan, but if Satan is divided and fighting against himself, how can his kingdom survive? You see that? And that's the main point. Because the scripture says a kingdom divided within itself cannot stand. That's in the King James Version. All right. So we the hopeful elect, we're just going to continue to sit back and watch this all play out because this is prophecy. Right now, I wanted to get this in the Bible study tools in the GNT version of Second Esdras, the 15th chapter, to show you what's going down. All right. And I'm going to start at verse 14. It says, the world and the people in it are doomed. The war that will bring their destruction is very near. And we're in that time. Okay. Yahweh Shai, he said, roughly paraphrasing that, you can, discern the weather and stuff, but you can't discern the times. All right. And as watchmen, pursuant to Second Esdras, the 9th chapter, we're supposed to measure the time diligently within itself. Okay, that's what we're supposed to do. So it says, let me read verse 15 again. The war that will bring their destruction is very near. Nations will arm themselves and fight against other nations. Is that not happening right now? Of course it is. Verse 16, there will be great political turmoil. We just saw that in France, with one group trying to overpower another and gain control while ignoring the legitimate government. And we're starting to witness that with Babylon and Great America, because now they're blaming the leftists. The Democrats are going after the Republicans, vice versa. It says there will no longer be free access to cities. All right. You see what Donald J. Trump is doing by sending out the National Guards. All right. The latest one is approaching Chicago. OK, and you got the YNs making videos saying they about that life. So bring all you got. And you ninjas are going to find out firsthand why he is called the man of sin. You're about to find out firsthand why he is known as the son of perdition. You're about to find out firsthand why he is that old serpent, the devil. That's what you YNs are about to find out. Right? Let me read it again. Verse 17. There will no longer be free access to cities because the struggle for power will bring destruction, terror, and total confusion wherever people live, man. All right. Because they got videos right now showcasing helicopters, military warplanes and stuff that just entered into Chicago, man, flexing. So this can, hey, man, what a time to be living in to see these prophecies come to pass. This is it. Let me read this again. Verse 18. Because the struggle for power will bring destruction, terror, and total confusion wherever people live, driven by famine and terrible suffering. People will assault their neighbors and mercilessly plunder their possessions. All right. Because when they start shutting stuff down, all right, it's going to be, man. And then on top of that, when they implement the MOTB, it's game over, man. Because people going to lose their damn marbles. You see? And some of you, you're going to take that C-hip to try to survive. All right. And you take that C-hip is going to be, as the scripture says, to your own derision. Because you trust in this beast system. When the scripture says not to trust in the shadow of Egypt. So a lot of people are about to see firsthand, okay, the judgment that's set. And the prophets have been warning people, telling them, to prepare your hearts, your mind for the return of Yahweh Shai, to get right, man, so that you have this hedge of protection going into Jacob's trouble, because we're here. All right, this thing is the lid is about to blow the hell off. You know? So this is what, we're watching for. Let me see if I can get that, since I quoted it. This is 2 Esdras 9 and 1 in the GNT. It says, he answered, consider all these things very carefully. When you see that some of the signs I have told you about have appeared, you will know that the time has come when the Most High will bring judgment on the world he has created. And you're seeing the judgment right before your very eyes. Because see, another thing too, remember Esau is the Lord's sword, pursuant to Psalms the 17th chapter. And these YNs from Chicago, they really think that they little swishes and everything is going to hold up. This man has technology that you ain't even heard of. You're about to find out firsthand, okay, what the sword really means, okay, on the left-hand side that Yahweh Bashem Shah is going to use. And believe you me, Esau they're waiting. They want you to do something. They want you to jump. Give them a reason. The scripture says that this man, they can't, in so many words in the book of Ezekiel, all right, they love blood. They're not satisfied. Right? Verse 3, it says there will be earthquakes, national rebellions. Do we not see that going on right now? International intrigues, unstable leaders. Okay, Isaiah 19 and 4, the cruel Lord, Donald J. Trump. And confused rulers. When you see these things happening, you will know that they are what the Most High Yahweh Bashem El Shah has spoken about since the beginning of creation. Okay. All right. And another precept to that. All right. Let's go to Isaiah 46. All right. And 10. And I'll get it in the KJV. All right. It says, declaring the end. You know what? I'm going to start at verse 9. It says, remember the former things of old, for I am the Most High, and there is none else. I am power, and there is none like me, declaring the end from the beginning, and from ancient times the things that are not yet done, saying, my counsel shall stand, and I will do all of my pleasure. So everything that was written down for all of you jokesters out there, all of you people who scoffed, mocked, laughed, okay, talked shit about us. Guess what? The prophets are getting the last laugh now. No, let me say that again. Yahweh Bashem Yahushai is getting the last laugh. The scripture says he will laugh at your calamity and when your fear cometh. So this is where we're at right now. And as these things continue to amp up, as the scripture says, when these things come to pass and yet it will come, then you will know that you were in the midst of a prophet. And so with that, I pray that you were edified. And I will give all praise, glory, and honor be to Yahweh, Bahasham Yahushai, Bahasham Rakahakwadash. Double honors once again to the beloved apostles and elders of Great Millstone, better known as GMS, who rule well. Peace and salutations unto the hopeful elect, the tabernacle of David. Shalom.